mula sa Asian Community Development Council. Ito ang Fil-Am In Focus. Mondays at 12 noon, right here on PHLV Radio.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat and welcome to another episode of Fil-Am In Focus, a program by the Asian Community Development Council or ACDC, wherein we discuss successes, issues, challenges, and opportunities affecting Filipino Americans. Ako po ang inyong host, Adelphai Solano. August is the Philippines Buwan ng Wika or National Language Month. It is celebrated to promote literacy and promote local languages. Filipino and English are the Philippines' two official languages, but did you know that there are over 120 regional languages spoken in the Philippines? So, there are 100 ways where we, Filipinos, express ourselves. So maganda po ang ating episode today because joining us is Janina Mae Baldovino, the president of the Filipino Culture and Language Club of the University of Nevada, Reno, and she'll talk about promoting the language Filipino at her school. Janina, as the president of the Filipino Culture and Language Club, she plans to further introduce and embrace Filipino culture throughout the school. She plans to host events that would help Filipino Americans find a safe and fun place at the University of Nevada, Reno. Also, she plans to educate and promote the culture of the Philippines to younger Filipinos to help them feel a sense of belonging in the society. Janina, welcome to Fil-Am In Focus.
Hello, I'm glad to be here.
Okay, I'm glad that you're available to be able to speak about your organization as well as share your journey in ensuring that you promote the Filipino language and culture in your school. So, can you tell us what the Filipino culture and language is all about?
So Filipino Culture and Language Club, it was founded by Gavin Fisher. I believe it was 2 years or a year ago. So it's pretty new. So we really promote the culture throughout the campus, especially to those that are non-Filipino. They are very welcome to come. It's really amazing to see non-Filipinos come and support Filipinos throughout their journey being Filipino American in the US. So yeah, we do a lot of classes that promote Tagalog and the different languages of the Philippines. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what inspired you to first become a member and eventually become a president of the Filipino Culture and Language Club at UNR?
I would say in high school, I was one of the co-founders in the Filipino club at Clark High School in Vegas. It was a great experience. We were able to promote the Filipino culture throughout school by teaching Tagalog history and any other traditions. We were also able to see how many Filipinos enjoyed Filipino food and the culture, and even the non-Filipinos were enjoying it. So that was really like warming.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what inspired me the most to become the president of Filipino Culture and Language Club right now. Being able to see people having fun and learning about the Philippines and its beauty. Um, I want Filipinos and even non-Filipinos, like I said, to have a safe place where they can just enjoy themselves in UNR away from any stressful assignments and classes. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that's great to know. And you moved here from the Philippines almost like 10 years ago. And from Clark County, you took public health at UNR. So,
Mhm.
but then hearing you speak, you earlier you also are very very fluent in still in Tagalog. So
Mhm.
that's great. So, what why do you think it's important to focus on Tagalog and other Filipino languages?
I think it's very important to focus on Tagalog and other Filipino languages because it's a part of people's cultural identity, and it's very deeply rooted in history and daily life of Filipinos in the Philippines. Um, let's say Tagalog will definitely help preserve and make our cultural heritage stronger, I would say. And also, it's just very important for inclusivity and acknowledging the various backgrounds and communities, you know.
And as I mentioned earlier, we there are over 120 regional languages. So there are so many ways that we express ourselves, like kain tayo in Tagalog. It can be spoken in Ilocano, like mangan tayo or something. I may be wrong with how I'm speaking the Ilocano dialect, but in Cebuano or Kapampangan, it's spoken differently. So it's really promoting those different languages in the Philippines. And as well as, aside from, what are the other ways that you're promoting the language aside from incorporating the food in your events?
Um, so right now, we're focusing on a Filipino festival. Um, we in that festival we have like workshops like Tagalog, history. We also have like Filipino games. Tinikling. I love tinikling. It's a folk dance in the Philippines. I love learning that. But yeah, it's a big thing that we did last year and we're doing again this year actually in October 16th. Um, and we also do a lot of Tagalog classes throughout semesters that could, you know, help students learn simple phrases and words. And, you know, obviously the level elevates throughout the semester. And yeah, we also do a lot of karaoke because I know Filipinos loves karaoke, so that's fun. Yeah.
Oh, that's a fun event.
Mhm.
So what's your favorite go-to karaoke song?
Um, right now, um, I've been addicted to, I forgot the name, but Geronimo, I
Mm-hmm.
believe was the name. I'm addicted to her one song. I forgot the name,
Yeah.
but it's very, very popular in TikTok right now.
Uh-huh.
So it's stuck in my head.
So, lahat ng mga yung games, yung darating na event pala dun sa October 14, it's in
16.
16, it's in line with the Filipino American History Month. So, may mga games, tapos may mga cultural performances, and then karaoke, of course, hindi
Yeah.
mawawala yun. Ano yung mga games that you conduct?
So right now po, we have the luksong baka. We also have Chinese garter. Tumbang preso po is a big one. And then I'm still looking into more. It's still on the works, but yeah, we'll have at least 5 Filipino street games, and I wanna just um get people to see how it is and how fun it is, you know, what the kids are doing in the streets. So I think it's important to see how Filipinos really, you know, have their time outside because we all stick together and, you know, but yeah, like childhood games is important.
Yeah, like just being in a community and
Yeah.
doing things that you like, right, normally do.
Have fun. Yeah.
Have fun. And how do you think like promoting the Tagalog, the Filipino culture on campus can benefit Filipino Americans?
Um,
Particularly Filipino American students.
yeah. So I think promoting Tagalog and Filipino culture on campus will help Filipino American students again have a safe place where they can just find other Filipinos that are maybe struggling to fit in UNR due to cultural differences or backgrounds. It's also going to provide them a stronger connection to their cultural roots and help them feel more in touch with their culture. Also, promoting the culture will just overall show that Filipino heritage are respected and valued. Um, it's also going to give students a lot of chance to learn Tagalog if they were not taught Tagalog as a primary language in their household. So I think that's very, very cool to have.
Yeah, tama. Ikaw, talagang kahit na nag-move ka dito from the Philippines, na na-retain mo pa rin yung Tagalog sa pagsasalita mo. Ah,
Opo.
that's good. That's so great to know. And then you're also helping other Filipinos, Filipino Americans, katulad ng sinabi mo na who are not taught in their household, especially those who are born and raised here, to
Yeah.
learn about their language.
Yeah, because
Um,
it's really important. I know some Filipinos are they don't really feel they feel lost. They feel
mm,
lost a lot, especially if they can't speak Tagalog. They feel ashamed that they can't speak Tagalog. I know some of my friends can't, and I know they are struggling, to understand it as well. And I think it's just very important to learn it, especially if you're a Filipino, just for a sense of cultural identity. It's really important that to know where you came from and where your parents came from, and Tagalog is a big thing for that. So,
some also are nahihiya sila to speak the
yeah.
Tagalog word kasi sometimes, di ba, their friends might make fun of them. So I like
Right.
what you said that that you're creating a safe space for the students to learn about their language. So without judgment, whether they speak it in differently or in an accent.
Right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. I understand that because when I f first moved in, I was really ashamed of my accent. I had an accent and I was trying so hard to get rid of it. But honestly, throughout my experience in the club and being in the Filipino Culture Club, it's just like it really helped me become more open and have a pride of being like Filipino. I love being Filipino now, and I just see how amazing we are and how beautiful our language is. So
Mm-hmm.
I just want to help them see that as well.
Oh, I love that because with the involvement in the club, it has shaped your understanding and acceptance, even appreciation of the Tagalog word.
Yeah.
And our culture as well, because you're promoting it in various ways at the school.
Mhm.
Oh, that's great, Janina.
I just don't want people to feel ashamed of who they are, and I don't want them to feel how I felt when I first came in here. So I want to create that environment where they can just come and create like have friends that are struggling and fit in school and gain Filipino friends that are probably also struggling and the shame of the being able to speak Tagalog. I think is very important to have people with you on that, and they can definitely help you see how important it is to not only like bilingual people. It's amazing. Like they're amazing, I think. But yeah, I just want to help people gain the pride for being Filipino Americans since our value, like I said, it's great. We all stick together. We're amazing. We're beautiful, just like the Philippines. Yeah, having stronger connection is amazing to for Filipinos and yeah.
Oh, I love what you said, and it really comes from your heart as a Filipino, and then move here like as an immigrant. Like you value, you're advocating the Filipino culture values, and also not just and also the word, right? So
Mm-hmm.
hold on.
Yeah.
And then, so you mentioned earlier that you'll be having an event on October for the Filipino American History Month. And are there any other events that you're gonna be having to promote the language on campus?
Right. So, we're gonna have multiple classes throughout the semester or throughout the year actually, for Tagalog. It's gonna be led by my director of language, Pauline Tulip. She's gonna be teaching them first simple words, that they can use for introduction, and then later on we can probably go to simple phrases that people can use. And I think it's really important to have that. We're gonna have assignments for that as well, just so they can look back at it. We're gonna have slideshows that they can look back at, so they can probably use it and practice on with their friends and family even. So yeah, and I want to get into more of the events in UNR. I want to collaborate with some clubs that are having any events and maybe perform any folk dance like tinikling, just so we can have more people maybe participate in the future in the Filipino club. So yeah,
Oh,
I just
that's
want to be seen and that let everyone know that we're here, we're anyone are, and we understand the struggle of being Filipino American students, and we just want to have that environment for them.
well, a lot of exciting events for the students. So, what do you envision also as the president, the future of the club in terms of its growth and impact at UNR?
So right now in the future, I definitely hope that more people take an interest in learning the Filipino culture and language. I think it's really amazing that a lot of people, especially non-Filipinos, like I said, are excited to learn, especially about the traditions that we have from the Philippines. My goal is for people to have, again, like that environment where they could just enjoy and welcome everyone and have fun. And along with that, of course, educating those people with diversity and inclusivity, promoting, cultural competency and appreciation for any other Filipinos out there.
Mm, well, I wish you all the best in your goals for the organization, and also exciting to be able to provide that to all of the students, even not even for non-Filipinos at UNR. So looking forward to hearing more from your group, and also hopefully we'll be able to join your events at UNR. So, and for as an immigrant and as an immigrant and a student at UNR, what would be your piece of advice for your kababayans in the school?
I think definitely one piece of advice that I wish I heard when I moved here was to be to have pride in the Filipino culture, to not be ashamed to talk in Tagalog, to talk about um, Simbang Gabi or any other traditions that we do in the Philippines. Not everyone is because being in here, there's definitely a cultural shock when I first came in here. So um, having people that you are comfortable with and surrounding yourself with people that you're comfortable with and is comfortable with you to talk about your culture, I think that's very important. And just being yourself is really a big thing. You don't have to be someone else. You don't have to pretend to be someone else. I think that's another thing that a lot of people are struggling on. They try to fit in so bad within the campus that they forget about their culture, they forget about Tagalog, and they forget about our heritage. So yeah, just being yourself, surrounding your people with a lot of like a lot of nice people that will understand that you are Filipino and that you have different cultures and different backgrounds. And yeah, I think that's like a main thing that I wish I heard when I moved here. I definitely struggled a lot when I first moved here, especially with the cultural shock. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know if there was someone that was struggling just like I was. I didn't know if I should even talk about being Filipino. But obviously, throughout this club, I really love being Filipino now. There's that pride in me that just screams, I love Filipino, like I
Mm-hmm.
love being Filipino. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think I think that's my advice for everybody.
Wonderful advice, Janina. And should any one of our listeners or the students would want to learn more about the Filipino culture and language club, where can they go to?
Um, I would say there's so many people there, especially in social media, that are promoting just like us. I mean, I know in Vegas there's also like a Filipino club
Mm.
in there for UNLV. So for those students that are in UNLV, they can definitely go to I'm not sure what they're called, but I know they exist there somewhere. So really just finding those club out there that are I that are like, inclusive to like diverse people. It doesn't even have to be like Filipino club. It could just be Asian Pacific club or, any of those like diverse like club. It's a safe place for everyone to just be open to be who they are. So, and are definitely our club is one of the big ones for a safe place for Filipino Americans.
Okay.
But yeah. But there's also a lot of social medias that promote Filipino culture, and that's amazing. I think that there should be more. We should grow to like expanding and promoting our culture throughout US.
So does your organization have an IG handle that the students gonna go to check out the events, check out what's happening?
Yes. So our Instagram is at Nevada Filipino Club. Is gonna be the first one. That's gonna be our user. We post a lot of the graphic like designs there where it states what events we're gonna be having. We also promote other people's club there that are for people of color. So yeah, it's we support other people there. I would say like if they want to join, follow us. We also have a link tree where you can have like an interest form to join our club. So yeah, it just has all of our information about the club. Sorry.
Mhm. All right. Well, thank you again, Janina, for joining us at sa ating mga nakikinig at nanonood ng programa na ito. Maligayang buwan po ng wika sa inyong lahat. And again, thank you po for listening and watching the Fil-Am In Focus, a program by the Asian Community Development Council or ACDC. For more information about ACDC, please visit our website at acdcnv.org and follow us on our social media channels. Abangan po ang aming susunod na episode. Hanggat sa muli.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
Yes.